Well, that's like in the Game Grumps have a live action like set that they do called the 10-minute Power Hour.
I thought you were gonna say they do some pedo stuff.
No.
I was like, I don't want to see that.
Very different show. But.
No, but the pronunciation thing where they play like board games and stuff, and he's like, Aaron takes up a box and he's like, this one is from Hasbro. And like, it's like 5 seconds and both of them turn to each other and go, I Hasbro.
There's a meme where like it's this group of people that are obviously a comedy group and they're sitting around a table and one of them has a whiteboard and it says molester on the bottom. And
I just posted that on my
did
story.
You? It's like, what's
That's how I
what's
remember
worse than a molester?
There's only one
child.
thing worse than a molester. No. It slides the thing off and it says child and the guy's like, a child.
Oh, that was an old Vine.
Yeah.
What?
There's only one thing worse than a rapist.
A rapist.
A child.
A child.
No. You hear them like, no.
How many people took that Sarah McLachlan commercial where they're like, what would you no the girl from Charmed? Oh, what's her name?
Sarah Michelle Gellar?
One of them. No,
Melissa Milano.
And she's like, what would you do right now if there was a child in front of you? And like people like then like smash cut kicking like a doll, like a 4-foot doll across her.
No,
like,
my favorite.
That's the way you do it.
My favorite one is the one with like
horrible.
the little person who's like, what would you do if
For
I
a
broke into your
Klondike bar?
house? And the guy's like,
yeah.
with the little people. Like,
and he
kicks him.
kicks an action figure.
gosh, there's one where a little person goes zip lining and someone's like hanging up their clothes on a dryer line outside, and they put a little figurine that goes by them. And they're like, the hell
Oh, those
was
are great. Like them
Those
doing the
dudes
javelin.
Like, yeah, I was just going to say that.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, and then the guy's like sitting there and like the toothpicks are like hitting him in the face and he's like, eh.
Or the diving one, and it's somebody like dropping sugar into their tea. Like,
Oh wait, what's that? Oh, I can't do it. That's it. Thank you. Yes. Get our sound effects going. Welcome back to another episode of Nostalgia Land. Thank you for joining us on this Friday morning. I hope it's pleasurable. Sorry, let me start that again. Welcome back to another episode of Nostalgia Land. I hope you're enjoying your Friday morning commute if you are listening to us. Reel it back.
Yeah, man, I got to pleasure this bowl.
oh no, that was in the bowl.
Oh, that was in the bowl, the pleasure bowl.
Pleasured.
Mix it up like yogurt. Like yogurt. It's the face. Oh my gosh, people! I really hope some of the folks that listen to us like on the commute also maybe go back and look at the YouTube channel because I think seeing us sometimes really helps. Especially
There's some sight gags.
Yeah, there's some things. We're very active people. We move.
It's like when you watch a comedy special. It's like this is for the people that are watching on DVD.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I shower for
You
these,
gotta commit.
so I should get credit for that.
I bathe. We shoot these every couple of weeks, and it's like, oh, I did one this week. It's
Exactly. Exactly. Sometimes I even take a bath.
You smell clean
my.
this week. We had the podcast.
We recorded.
Oh Lord. Well, yeah. Well, thanks for joining us again, and welcome back. Today we're talking about it. It was. I remember this one, but it's a summer classic. We're officially in summer. Did you ever watch this one as a kid? Was this one of yours? Tyler, you requested this though. Was this a user request? I don't remember.
Yeah, buddy of mine.
Oh right. Yeah. So today we're talking about it was 1985 or 86.
85.
85.
When like 3 movies from John Candy came out.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say one of 3 movies in '85. I was like, wow, Dad, you're cinema.
Nah, man. Nah.
Summer Rental with John Candy and some other Miller
If you guys have listened to us religiously, this is The Great Outdoors minus Dan Aykroyd.
It is, yeah.
And the Dan
Yeah.
Aykroyd character.
Oh, which I think really is why that movie I feel like is The Great Outdoors is more remembered.
Well, I mean, I think that The Great Outdoors is a better movie, but there's a lot of reasons for that.
What you doing there? Sorry. Hold on for the text support. Jason just.
We're just going to have to cut this out. Because this is weird, whatever you're doing.
Set the mic without making noise.
No, it's not on. You're still talking into it.
No, but you guys can hear me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like you're
guys.
holding
Go
your
fuck
mic like
yourself.
as if, oh, this is good.
No, I was checking if it was.
Hold on. Let me. Anyways. Yeah. Oh, he's back in. All right, he's clipped
I'm
in.
back.
That just
You
sounded
good?
like you were
All right.
squeezing through something, honestly.
Yeah.
Or like the leather chair. Oh, that's not leather.
Nope.
No,
The other one's over there.
yeah, that one's.
Sunny D, drink responsibly.
Please drink responsibly. We're fashioning still the 90s jazz.
Oh, that
I have mine, but I'm
The
trying to rep
Coops.
the Sunny D.
Yeah,
So.
rep that Sunny D. I got my can out here. I keep it nearby because
It's behind the
nice. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Anywho, so Summer Rental, John
Yes.
Candy. I liked it. I thought it was funny. I
think it's a great movie.
I think it's very entertaining. But I will say something that struck me about a lot of these movies in the 80s, 90s. The ones that really stick around are the ones like you can quote.
Yeah.
Like, can you grab a quote from any of these movies that like from Summer Rental that really stood out to you? Was that? Is there one that? No,
Not really.
got
I
one.
mean,
what's yours?
Daddy, I peed the bed. No, you didn't, sweetheart. You peed in their
yeah,
bed.
you peed in their bed. That is a great line. That is a great line.
I did remember that.
Well, and a lot of Rip Torn's stuff is really funny. He plays basically the same character he plays in Dodgeball mixed with Steve the Pirate.
The moment he came in, I was like, Patches O'Houlihan. Oh my God.
Yeah, he just took on Steve the Pirate as well
And
and
he
played
was,
that character.
He was his new coach.
Yeah,
He was.
that's a great. I mean, he is like possibly the best character in the movie.
He is, yeah.
Because John Candy plays kind of the straight man,
Yeah.
with moments of comedy. There's the funny part where they go to the restaurant. They're waiting in line for 2 hours, and then douchebag McGee walks in and walks right past everybody because he's lived in this town for 30 years, and that means you can go in there.
He was
and sit
also a
down.
transplant at some point. You know that, like he wasn't born here.
That's right.
You
Oh,
know.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah, he needed a new heart.
I was gonna say, did this guy get like a new kidney or something?
Trey's thinking medically.
He got a new, what's the thing from Ghostbusters? It's true. This man has.
This man has no dick.
That is so funny.
There's a quotable line right there.
Yeah.
from Ghostbusters. Well, so just a quick synopsis. Man, what is wrong with me today? John Candy and his family. He's an air traffic controller in Atlanta, which I thought that was pretty cool that they actually shot in Atlanta. And so he's stressed out. He freaks out at one point, and because there's a fly comes on his
He can't
screen.
find the plane on the screen, and he's like screaming into the mic. Where are you? Where are you?
In a great John Candy hysterics.
And his boss is standing over his shoulder, and he says, "Dude, calm down. There's a fly on your screen, and the fly's perfectly over the plane."
That pissed me off though.
Dude, and then like it's like one of the highest stress jobs you could possibly have.
Yeah.
And like I think the suicide rate for air traffic controllers is second only to like dentists or something.
Why? That's horrible.
The
Because if
dentist
you
thing.
screw-
Both dentists.
Well, dentists is because everybody hates
Nobody
you.
likes going to the dentist.
I just went to
And
the
air
dentist.
traffic controllers because of how much stress you're under at your
Yeah.
job. Like
Jeez,
you
yeah.
have all those people and all those planes, their lives are in your hand.
Yeah.
And if you knew how many like close calls there are in the air,
Actually I did a little research, and it was this guy he's on Reddit. He's an air traffic controller. He's been one for like 25 years or something, or they only let you be one for 25 years.
Right.
That's it. And he started at like 22 or something. Anyways, so he was one for 25 years, and he's like, I can't tell you how many times I've led 3 or 4 planes, and they're well within like maybe 300 feet of each other. And like it was just completely up to the pilots that they just corrected themselves and just slowed down a little bit, space that out.
hey, you want to give me a little room here?
Hey, bud,
I'm trying to fly this plane.
I shouldn't be able to see what you're eating. Like, what was your
Try
in-flight
Bill,
meal?
wake up.
Bill.
What movie is that there's the running gag of the planes, they like basically fly themselves? I can't remember off the top of my head now.
Shoot.
Doesn't matter.
Stewie Griffin did one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But were you remembering what?
No, I was trying to remember the movie because I know
Yeah.
the gag you're talking
I know.
about.
He says it
man.
a bunch of times during the movie, and then at the end, somebody is like, "Yeah, we know. All right, we know. They basically fly themselves."
Like Stewie Griffin does one in Family Guy when he's like, there's fly and then there's land, and it's just two
Oh,
brands.
yeah.
And he's
No,
like,
he pushes forward for fly and then pulls for land.
and he's like, and the clown button is just a clown button. Enjoy that. That's for you.
That's for you. That is for you.
Come in. Your landing gear's down.
So John Candy and his family, they decide, hey, I'm too stressed out. I'm going to go rent a house in Florida.
Well, they make him go on vacation.
boss does.
Yeah, they pretty
Yeah.
much
Well, yeah,
force him
because
out,
the
don't
board
they?
of
Because
like
he's
the
suffering
company.
from burnout.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, make more of those dudes go on vacation. Let's just make that a regular thing, because that I would rather be more confident in like the fact that they're well rested and they're happy with their lives.
There's
knowing-
doctors like that.
They're
Who?
comfortable.
What?
Like big hospitals, like doctors, they're like, you have to go on vacation.
Oh, you do. You have to. You can't.
Like there was this guy at one of the hospitals down here. I'm not going to put his name out there, but
It's all right.
he does joint replacement, and he was doing so many that because he's really good at them, and he was doing so many that the hospital was worried that they were going to get invested from Medicare fraud because he was doing like 20 surgeries a week.
Oh my gosh.
I'm really glad to hear that he wasn't doing so many because he was really bad at them.
Oh yeah.
It's like, this is the same joint for like the fourth time today.
Damn it, I'll get it this time. All right, next. Bring him in.
So they basically went up to him and they're like, you can't work the month of December. Like, see
Hey,
ya.
all right,
We'll
bye.
see you in January.
And that's
Yeah.
basically what they do with John Candy. They tell him, okay, you need to go on vacation for a few weeks. And then he rents from his boss. He rents this property down in Florida.
Oh yeah.
And they take the U-Haul and hook it up to his like huge
Station wagon.
boat
Station
of a car.
wagon,
Yeah.
yeah.
Those huge cars back then. I thought the gag was funny in the beginning when he first goes to work, when he's leaving the house and his son is telling him to eat the breakfast. And he gives him a hard-boiled egg, and he says, "Make it 2 because it's a hard-boiled egg and something else."
It was for his like science.
It was hard-boiled egg, and spaghetti.
Yeah, and he's like, "Make it 2 hard-boiled, make it 2 eggs, and I'll eat them on the go."
Yeah.
and then he's sitting in the car cracking the egg. I'm like, "Oh man, you got hard-boiled, you got eggshell all over your car."
Nah,
Yeah.
you know, the second that camera was off, he rolled down that window.
Yeah.
And just
And then he goes to eat the second
biodegradable, man.
one.
We're good.
He goes to eat the second one, and he just cracks
Oh,
an egg
yeah.
on
Yeah.
the dashboard, and he immediately starts going, "My fault, my fault. I didn't tell him to cook the egg, the second one."
I didn't tell him to cook it.
And the kid is the son is Joey Lawrence of Blossom fame.
Okay.
Whoa,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
All right.
90s heartthrob Joey Lawrence.
Joey
Amy
Lawrence.
for a Fowler.
I mean, still kind of hard. That's a good-looking dude. I mean, he's in something else here. He's been around.
I had to fix it. Yeah, I had to
touching
fix
it.
it. But that's why I unplugged it the first time.
You can hear it.
He was Oliver in Oliver and Company a couple of years later. So
Really?
That's a good little voice.
Yeah.
But Carrie Green, who played his sister, Jennifer Chester, who we also know from The Goonies.
Yes, sir.
And
And it came out like
Never Say Yeah.
Came out like same year.
Yeah, like they were filming both of them. Yeah, yeah.
She
But
looks way different in the Goonies.
Welcome back to
She
Problems
does.
with Troy.
Like, yeah. Welcome back to Problems with Troy.
Which there really wasn't like besides the jackass down in
I was gonna say
Florida.
the giant douchebag.
Yeah, besides
No,
him.
the weird character is the neighbor
Oh,
who
Keeps
keeps
wanting to
showing
show
everybody her
his tits.
tits.
yeah.
Mom make you
Yeah.
see her. Mom make you feel her tits
Yeah.
from Wedding Crashers.
But like immediately when like they started really getting into Florida, I was like, this is Florida.
Yeah.
I was like, this is like
They filmed that in the
this
Keys?
is Florida. It was St. Pete.
Yeah.
St.
Yeah,
Pete.
so it's on the West Coast. But
That's why the water's just dead.
yeah, there's nothing out there. But
Not a wave in sight.
well, I wanted to ask you guys: have you guys ever been on like a nightmare vacation? Because the movie starts that they show up, and they go to this house. It's like 415 Beach Road.
Yeah.
And they stay there like a couple of days. And then in the middle of the night, the family comes home and they're like, what the hell are you doing in our house? And they're like, what address did they give you? And like Beach Road right here, 415. They're like, this is 415 Beach Lane. And they're like, shit.
Why do you keep your keys in the mailbox?
Yes, that was my
Everybody
question.
does that. That's just what we do in
I
St.
wonder if
Pete.
somebody like let somebody like come in and water the plants or something
I
like
don't
that.
know.
I don't know, because like in Naples, we rented houses over in Naples, and the keys were like in the mailbox.
Yeah. This is a different time too.
yeah. It was
I went to
80s,
Naples with you
85.
one time.
You did, yeah. You went to that house. It was it was this weird little condo that my parents, like the Snowbirds, owned, and my parents were friends with them, and so they're like, "Hey, you want to use it? Because we're not there." For
Was that their last name? The
3 weeks.
Snowbirds?
Yeah, I think it was Snowbird. Let's
Yeah,
call them
follow the
Snowbirds.
seagulls or whatever you were talking about.
But have you guys ever? I mean, I feel like you guys you do summer vacations and stuff. Have you ever had troubles with?
No,
or
we used to
anything?
go to our family house in North Carolina.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you just go out. On
The only bad part was the car right up there.
Oh yeah.
2 days worth of driving.
It was just like, not when the
done.
GameCube came out with like the little screen. That was good.
Dude, my dad used to strap a TV to the center console. And the way those old like TV VCRs were made,
Yeah.
that you could plug into the car lighter.
Yeah, to like the cigarette lighter.
The speakers were toward the back, so my poor father would have to listen to these movies at full blast, like right into his ribs, and so we could hear them at all in the back seat.
What movies were you watching?
I mean, kids movies, probably
Rookie of the
Hook
Year.
and all that. Yeah,
You had to hear Funky
Little
Butt
Big
Lovin'.
League.
yeah, I'm sure.
You hear Funky Butt Lovin' like 4 times. That
Can we watch it again? No,
yeah.
no, you
Yeah.
can't. Your father hates that movie.
No.
Well, he's never even seen it. Nobody's heard every word. He's felt it.
He's just
in his guts.
He's like sitting up there, like he's just mouthing the words along, just mindlessly, just like. And then he went there.
Hey, but we have watched Little Big League in reverse, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, we have problems.
What?
Just deal with it.
Okay. Is that part of your After Dark series? I feel like
No,
it needs to be understood.
that's not an After
We just
Dark
like to
thing.
watch movies in reverse.
So we had a VCR here that when the movie would end, it would rewind it at like double the speed. But if you left the TV on, it would play it.
You just watch it in reverse.
And one time we were like playing video games or something, and he walks in, he's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Watching Little Big League," and he's like, "No sound," and I was like, "It's rewinding." Like literally just like sat there with me, and we just cracked up as we watched the movie.
I mean, you watch a baseball game in rapid speed in reverse. It's pretty funny looking.
yeah, the ball comes back to the bat.
Or like people
And then goes to the pitcher.
Yeah.
No, or like people sliding across the floor and then like shooting to their feet. Like, whee!
That makes me feel like if you rewatch like Jurassic Park backwards, like people just getting thrown up everywhere by dinosaurs, and dinosaurs going back and eggs like fuck this now, going back in.
Yeah.
I don't like it here.
I don't want this. Or Rosemary Baby. Do you think she'd just go like Demon Baby just right back in?
I guess so. Right back in the womb.
I really wish we still had this VCR now. All these movies we can go back and watch in reverse.
I think it's that one.
Is it that one?
It probably is.
Okay.
I mean, I don't remember the last time anybody bought a VCR.
Yeah. And yeah.
Reagan administration.
But yeah, so back to summer rental.
Yeah. Sorry.
I love how they take this vacation that's like for 3 weeks, and they have a 5-person family, and they have to get this big U-Haul trailer
Yeah.
to take all the crap that they take down with them.
Dude, I was like, how much? What are they bringing here? Exactly?
Dog
Like,
food.
It was all
Yeah, I
dog
guess
food.
so.
The dog.
Their dog's a total jerk
Yeah.
to John Candy.
That dog doesn't give up.
He's a super sweet dog and like
Yes.
loves everybody, but he's a total jerk to John Candy the
Yeah.
whole movie.
Locks him out of the house.
Yeah.
Well,
After he messes his knee up in the movie.
Yeah, well, they get to the first house that's really nice. Like,
Yeah.
it has a beautiful view, and it's like a private beach and all this, so
Yeah.
they're really enjoying it. And the part that got me, like, at the beginning that I thought was really funny was how, like, he's sitting there and, like, he's trying to be friendly with people. And so he was waving at the neighbors, and he's like, "Hey, how are you? What you doing?" He's like, "We're having lunch." He's like, "Great. I'll come join you a little bit." I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Just
Yeah, he's totally kind and like super nice. And there's no real reason for them to be a-holes to him.
They're just upset, like upset. But I was like, yeah, that's parts of Florida.
Yeah.
We're usually like,
Those are
come
the
on, sit
rich
down.
people.
Yeah, they want their privacy. Except that is kind of like an unspoken rule. Even if the houses are right next to each other.
What, to be a douchebag?
Yeah. You don't just, you can acknowledge each other, but like you don't have to be like in each other's conversations and stuff like that. So,
and then that's when he lays down, and he goes to sit in the lawn chair, and he's very embarrassed by the interaction with these rich people, and he decides to lay all the way down so that they can't see him, and immediately passes out with his arms above his head and wakes up with like a lobster sunburn.
Yeah.
It's like if you could see this red on this cord that my mic's attached to.
it's kind
so
of one of
funny.
my, it's like one of my favorite things actually about living down here is when summertime comes along and you see all the people who come from up north, all the little white kids come and they forget to put on sunscreen or put on like reload,
or reapply,
and you just see them like in Target like in the evening time, like, and they're just, I mean, bright red,
burnt to a crisp,
horrible. And you're like,
hey, take a hot shower, real hot. It'll help with that. It hurts when you're in the shower
while you do it.
Yeah, it'll hurt when you're in the shower, but that sunburn won't hurt near as bad when you get out.
Well, the best part is like the little girl comes up and she's like, "Daddy, you're burned," and he's like, "That's just color."
you gotta base these things.
Yeah, you gotta phase these things.
It's a nice base tan. It's a good base color for me.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It felt like they kind of kept reeling in John Candy a little bit. Like, it felt like there was more gags and funny stuff. Because then when they gave him his scenes, he's brilliant. But there was so many other moments where I was like, I think there's more he wants to do, he wants to give. And I just didn't, I felt like John Candy was being held back in some ways.
I think they really wanted him to be that straight man.
Yeah, just real.
And the comedy kind of happening all around him with his little lines coming up in there. I think that some of those movies lose the plot because it's too focused on letting the main guy be crazy and zany.
Just on the gags.
Yeah. And that's more of like a Vacation style where Chevy Chase is in on the gags and he's just being ridiculous and stuff like that, which, I mean, obviously works. But I think it seemed to me like that was what was going on. They were keeping John Candy as the straight man while everybody else kind of made jokes.
Yeah, and he did well.
Toward the end of the movie, he kind of starts ramping it up a little bit.
Yeah, and that's what it felt like. He became John Candy, but I understand now. That's a good point because at the beginning he's still tightly wound.
Yeah,
he's upset, and he's just trying to like find a vacation, make a vacation out of this time.
It's basically like when he's trying to bond with his son.
Yeah,
and he keeps trying to they try to throw the frisbee and they try to play volleyball, and he's not the athlete he used to be because he's been sitting at an air traffic controlling station for 10 years or whatever they say it is.
Wearing his Chicago Blackhawks jersey on the beach.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. And they're like, it's 110 today.
Did you see the box art?
No.
He looks like Santa Claus. He's carrying like all this crap on the beach, and he's got the red and white, and it's the Blackhawks jersey, but you can't really see it because all the crap he's carrying. So it looks like Santa. It's really funny.
It's Makita's jersey, isn't it?
I didn't look at the name on
I
the
don't
back.
remember off the top of my head.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I believe you.
Because I think I had in college, I randomly found one of those, and I picked it up because I was like, "Hey, Native Americans!" I was like, "Go us!"
Yay,
And
team!
then somebody was like, "You're a fan of the Blackhawks?" And I was like, "The people." I mean, and he's like, "No, it's hockey," and I was like, "That's cool too."
Yeah, right on, brother.
Let's keep going. Awesome.
That's funny.
Go Panthers.
I bought it for the
Go
natives.
Panthers.
Yeah, go Panthers, man.
Uno
Competing
mas.
for that.
Uno mas.
Stanley Cup. When is that game? Is that Tuesday
Tomorrow.
night?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's Monday we're recording, so if you're listening to this,
Oh, sorry.
hopefully, no,
I
don't be
just-
sorry. No, that's fine.
And so
No,
much for our
that's really
evergreen
fine.
status. Me saying go Panthers.
Hey, sorry, guys. We don't do these live.
You're not listening to this.
I don't drink on Friday mornings.
At least not until 10. We have rules.
I have
here.
standards.
Standards. It's Florida. We have standards. It is funny though how like when you go to an airport, all those rules go out the door. You're like,
Of course.
oh, my flight's at 5:30. What time are we drinking? 4:30 at the bar.
I'm on
Yeah.
vacation.
I'm on-
Where we're going, it's 5 o'clock.
We're going to Minnesota. It's an hour away. So yeah, it's 5 o'clock there. No, airport rules completely different. It's chaos. Anyways, so so they get in town. They're enjoying the. Do they try to go to the dinner and then they get kicked out of the house,
Yeah.
or does they go
Yeah.
to the dinner? Okay, so they're trying to go and they get fresh lobster. That's what everybody come down here. You need seafood. I completely
Yeah,
fine
when
with
I
that.
come to Florida, I think to myself, man, I need a Maine lobster.
Maine lobster. Yeah,
That's the craziest part is that we have Florida lobster.
we have our own, don't we?
But when
Yeah.
you go to a restaurant,
It's always made.
if there's a tank of lobsters,
Yeah.
you don't do that with
because you need to
Florida
see
lobster.
the big meaty claws.
Exactly.
I don't know, like, do they do anything really that special with lobsters, like from place to place, or is it just like
No, you
I mean,
just steam them or
you
boil
just
them.
steam and that's what I thought.
Yeah, but
like,
they just taste good.
is it just the butter? I've actually never had lobster.
What?
I've never had a lobster. Yeah, I've had crab.
Florida or
Not a fan. Yeah, but I've
you
never
don't like
had-
crab?
Don't like crab. So would I not like
Because
lobster?
you're an Indian.
That's true. I don't eat that.
You like corn a lot?
I love corn. You bake me some corn.
You mean, excuse me, maize.
some maize.
Sorry.
And
Got carried away.
fry and some fry bread. Have you heard
Oh,
of
why is
fry
it
bread?
fried bread.
Why is it called maize? Is that what
That's
Native
what-
Americans call
yes.
corn?
Yeah, it's
Oh.
called corn.
Yes.
I learned something
We
today.
didn't know.
Hey.
We didn't know.
I may have known it
That's
once
an
upon a
elementary
time.
school thing.
Once
Trey's got
upon
more
a time.
important things in his brain than what they call corn.
What's those commercials? where-
These us two dumbasses are over here like, remember maize?
Maize.
those Uber commercials where it's like in order to learn something you have to forget something else. And
I hope
like
so.
Jennifer
Hey, forget
Aniston
it all.
doesn't doesn't remember Ross.
That's
from
funny.
Friends.
Oh
It's like
man.
10 seasons. She's like, what?
Oh, yeah, I remember
I
that.
remember those. Yeah.
I totally forgot about those commercials.
So anyway, okay, so they go to dinner and they wait, dude. If they told
2
me,
hours.
if they told me 20 minutes, I'd have been like, no thanks, we'll go find something else.
20 minutes. I would.
20 minutes is not that much.
I have a hard time, dude. This is my nightmare. This is my nightmare. Having all my kids, they're all hungry, and they all reminding me that they're hungry, and it doesn't stop. It's just it's constant. Okay.
These kids are a little older than yours. though.
Yeah, they are. But if they're kind of like, Dad, I'm hungry. Dad, I'm hungry. I can say it'll be 20 minutes once.
Yeah.
And then the moment they say, Dad, I'm hungry, we're going to Pizza Hut. It's across the street. I know there is one across the street because there's always one across the street in these towns.
Especially in the 80s.
Yeah,
No, we're not going to Pizza Hut. We're going to Captain something. Barnacle.
It's not Ron.
The Barnacle.
It's
Barnacle.
the Barnacle.
We're going to
yeah.
the Barnacle.
Oh, but it's Rip Torn's place, and it's oh man, yeah, we
Yeah,
need to
because
look it up.
the
Scully.
what's his name though? The Pellet. But the
Pellet. Yeah,
the Pellet.
Al Pellet. or
Yeah,
something like
that
yeah.
was his won the sailboat race the past 10 years in a row, and
The douche.
yeah, who cuts him in line,
dude.
goes and sits down, and John Candy goes up to the maitre d' and he says, what we've been waiting for 2 hours, and
Yeah.
he says, oh, your table will be very ready. He had a reservation for Mr. Pellet, and he's like, but you said you didn't take reservations. Oh, for Mr. Pellet we do.
Yeah.
What? Okay.
No.
And then
He orders all of his
he
lobsters.
goes, we're gonna have lobsters, and then they're like, oh, we're gonna have lobster, and you're gonna pay for it. Ha, this stupid joke where he's like laughing with his friends, and they're all enjoying the table that should have been John Candy's. And then so the last 5 lobsters that would have been the 5 lobsters for John Candy's family get taken out of the tank right in front of them and walked off to the table, and that's what John Candy goes over and loses it on the guy. And then he bangs on the table and he says, my lobsters.
Yes.
This was my table.
Yeah.
And the guy stands up and he says, this is your table. Is this your wife?
He shoves her, dude.
Yeah. Are these your friends? Is this your shirt? Are these your pets? Are these your shorts? And like unzips his fly, and his wife is
Dude.
like, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, what are we doing
Even
here?
his wife was like, bro, you've never done anything like this in your life.
Yeah.
What is going
Let's
on
keep
right
it in
now?
your
He
pants.
went crazy. You're going nuts.
You're about to get arrested for indecent exposure. There are minors in here, sir.
And John Candy kind of gets put in his place a little bit and embarrassed by this guy. So then they leave and they go to the Barnacle, which is that's one of the best gags in the movie when he says he comes out and he's missing his hand. And the girl asks him, like, what happened to your hand? He's like, you don't want to know or whatever. And then can you recommend anything? Oh, and he gives this rundown of this delicious sounding grouper, golden brown in a pan fried. And
Yeah.
all this. Oh yeah, we'll have 5 of them. And he yells to the cook, who's
guy in
probably
the
might be my secret favorite character of the movie.
Oh,
Because
I have my secret. Go for
His
it.
jokes are like his lines. He delivers them so well in the whole movie. And he goes down and he pulls out 5 like TV dinners, frozen TV dinners.
Yeah.
And those are the Captain Scully's
Catch of the day.
Catch of the
His
day. Yeah.
special, yeah.
Cinco catch of the day.
Cortez, the guy.
Cortez,
he goes, that's
yeah.
what I say, Mr. Scully. No, my favorite guy is he has like 3 lines. He's the random little
the
Asian
Asian
dude?
guy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, because they're like, they have live music, and he's like, bing, blink, 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 blink.
My favorite part that he has in the movie is when, spoiler alert, they have a big race at the end. And
Oh, yes. No, go
and
ahead.
the girl and him come out to find out if they won. And he has origamied himself a samurai helmet.
All right, so you want to hear some interesting stuff that I learned in my research. This was a fascinating movie, actually.
Really?
Typically,
Okay.
a lot of these movies, since they're older and maybe there wasn't a lot of information about them, it's hard to find these background things. But this movie was shot in 9 weeks.
Jeez.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, dude.
So basically, I think it was Sony that put this movie out,
Yeah.
and if it really seems like they had a slot in the year that had no movie.
Insert
So
movie
they
here.
greenlit Summer Rental and then fast tracked the hell out of it to get it out for this release, to fill this gap between this movie and that movie, to fill in that spot. And
Did they fast track Summer Rental to be the Summer Rental?
yeah, I guess so. That's good.
Marketing.
So then they get the movie out, but Carrie Green
yeah. Who just shot Goonies.
dubbed all of the lines for her little sister.
Oh, really?
The little girl doesn't deliver any of her lines.
No way.
Yeah. And the reason I brought it up now is because that scene that you just talked about, the little girl asks, "Mommy, can I go play with whatever the guy's name in the movie is? Can
Dick or something like that.
I
yeah.
go play with him in the cabin?"
Yeah.
And she says, "Oh yeah, sure." I'm trying to look for the guy's name, but he's such an like oddball character. It's buried in here.
He looks
It's
like
a
Mr.
strange
Miyagi.
name. Yeah.
That's why I was trying to find it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did think it cut to her asking that. And I thought something's weird about the way
when
she said that.
says it, it's totally out of place.
Yeah.
To the point where I try to watch the movie once with like knowing nothing. And, you know, maybe I've seen it before, but Summerilla I haven't seen since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
So I was doing something at this moment and I hear the line and I like thought out loud, like, wait, what?
Why was that louder?
And I rewound it and she delivers the, I'm like, that's wrong. Something's wrong, wrong about this.
Yeah.
And so then when I started researching it, I thought like, oh, okay. So Cary Green dubbed all the lines and it's a running joke. I don't know if it was purposeful or if those were the girls' lines in the movie, but the whole movie she's repeating what her older sister is saying.
She's like, "Don't repeat me."
And Cary Green keeps saying, "Would you stop saying everything I'm saying?" Yeah, which is kind of an inside joke because she's literally delivering all the lines of that scene.
Did that little girl she not?
And they never explained. I couldn't find anything that explained why
she wasn't
dubbed the lines over. Maybe the sound quality was poor, or she couldn't get them out clean, or something.
Producer thought her voice was really annoying.
Yeah, it's like this girl sucks.
She was really little though. She looked like she was like 4, maybe. Like
yeah, she was.
She's super really cute. Little. Yeah, really cute kid. Yeah. But
I mean, you got that girl in Knocked Up that's like, I want to listen to Green Day.
That's true.
God, I felt old the other day where somebody posted, they were like, my 13-year-old daughter came up to me and said,
Knocked Up.
I'm listening to, horrible.
Yeah, that's terrible. What are we, Amish?
But she was listening to, she was like, I'm listening to this old band. They're kind of underground. And the mom's like, it was Green Day.
Yeah, they're kind of underground.
It was Green Day. Don't tell them about Weezer.
Please tell them about Weezer.
People
need to know.
I love those memes where like kids are walking around wearing Metallica shirts or like Rolling Stones. She's like, name 3 songs by that band.
3, yeah. It's gonna start.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Can anyone hum the JoJo Siwa song? God no.
No, thank God.
Thank God
I'm so
we
happy
can't.
I can't.
I feel so bad for her. Anyways, that's way off topic. We can talk about her after.
So they go to the barnacle.
Anyways.
She's got a huge slap of the tism. Not a touch. She is the tism.
How uncomfortable that makes Trey.
That's her teeth.
Hey guys, it's JoJo. Welcome to my channel.
Golly. Whatever, she's rolling around in dough, so good for her.
That's what she sounds like, or used to. I don't know if she does anymore.
I feel so bad for her as a character, as a person.
It's just funny. She's like, I'm the only one that's ever done this. I'm like, Miley Cyrus is right there.
No, Miley's like her hero.
Yeah, but she said like I'm the only person to ever make a turn this drastic, and I'm like, Miley Cyrus is standing right there.
Which is funny because I've seen other interviews where she's basically like, I'm taking inspiration from Miley.
Funny.
What? Then what? Nothing she does makes any sense about. Oh, we're getting way down it.
No, Miley Cyrus just did what Miley Cyrus did. Like she just was Miley
just went
Cyrus.
crazy.
Yes, yeah. She just did her
And
thing.
not even. I think she just became an adult and was like, and if you watch her back in the day, she had an edge to her as a kid.
She did what Bob Saget did. Like, I don't want to be remembered
she
as
went
Danny
hard.
Tanner,
Right,
so I'm
yes.
just
You
gonna
take a
hard
hard
pivot.
left. Right.
And you know what, Bob? It didn't work. You're still
People
Danny
still
Tanner.
know he is, and the guy from America's Funniest Home Videos.
Yeah. America.
They did the voices like this for the animals.
Do, 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 do.
Now that's Carlton.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, then Bob
Alfonso.
Saget was doing this thing with oh God, what's his name? He just passed away. From Saturday Night Live. He did the report. He had a really dry voice.
Norm Macdonald.
Norm Macdonald. Sorry, he did an interview with Norm Macdonald right before he died, and he's telling this story about sitting with either Frank Sinatra or something like that, and apparently he had just died or his son had just died, and he came up to the bar and he said he walks up to him, and Norm immediately cuts him off and goes, "I found your son." Bob Saget just lost it. Bob Saget just puts his head down, and then Norm says this line, and he turns and he goes, "Thank you for joining us, Bob."
I mean, Norm Macdonald, man, so funny. And
one in a
his
lifetime.
delivery and just, he could tell an actual, like, hey, let me tell you a joke. And the way he would say
It'd be
it
funnier
would
than
make
the other
it
joke.
10 times funnier than anything else.
And he would,
But
what he said, he's like, forget everything you know about spoons. Okay. I got this great idea for an invention.
It's called a spoon.
It's called a spoon.
That's actually pretty funny.
Oh, God. Anyways. So Summer Rental.
They're at the Barnacle, and then they go to the new house, and the new house is like right by the public beach entrance. So like they're eating.
Well, you got to go through how they get to the new house. Yeah, so Matt kind of touched on it where there's a jiggling and a knocking on the door, and he's got the like aloe vera stuff. What is it? The
Noxium?
Yeah,
Noxil or something?
Noxzema.
Noxzema. That's
all
it.
over himself.
the
and-
wife has put it on for the sunburn.
Yeah. And he finally gets out of bed and goes to check on it, and
He grabs a statue.
and it's the family that owns the home, and he's like, no, I rented this from such and such. I have the receipt. Can I see your receipt, please?
Yes.
And then they go through the whole road and lane thing.
Which
So
makes me feel like this might have happened before.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I need to see this.
Yeah.
I need to see this.
and then when he tells him, and he's like, I think this is yours. and then you get the funny line with the daughter.
Because he leaves her upstairs.
He's like, oh, sorry. He takes everything out after spilling the dog food all over the floor and everything.
That's
he
good
takes
stuff.
everything
That's
out.
premium stuff.
And then he goes, there's somebody you might have a guest that has a dog. It would be great for the dog. But he's like, comes walking back in, and they're like, oh my gosh. And he says, I'm sorry, I left my Noxzema. And then he goes upstairs and he comes back down carrying his like 3-year-old, 4-year-old daughter. And he says, and my daughter. That's what she says. I wet the bed. And, no, you wet their bed. And so they go to Beach Lane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Beach Road.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, they go to Beach Road, yeah.
One way or the other.
Yeah, one of those.
They go to
Yeah.
the opposite one.
And it cuts to them eating breakfast, right? The next morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's
And
loud.
right outside their window.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's super loud.
Yeah.
Like they can't hear anything.
Because there's the guy next door is like sawing.
Yeah, they're doing construction
Yeah.
on the place next door.
It's the same guy. Isn't it the neighbor who constantly wants to show her boobs to
Yeah,
him?
it's the
Like,
husband.
Yeah, they're
It's the husband doing
He's doing the
construction
construction,
work,
right?
Which I thought that was a decently funny joke, but I was like, this is a PG movie, and like I gotta say it, there's a frame of nipple in this
I
movie
didn't
from
see- I didn't
'86.
catch it.
I never caught it.
It's a frame, dude, and it's
Matt was watching
right
it
there.
super slow mo.
Matt's running it back, running it back. Like,
There it is, right there. Boom.
recording on his phone. Like, I can frame by frame it on my phone. He's like, hold on. He pulls out his phone. He's got a snapshot. It's his background.
What's funny is like I didn't
replace
notice
my
it.
kids.
I didn't notice it. Actually, my wife noticed it. She was like, "There was nipple," and I was like, "What?" And so it's just,
She was watching.
and then you just Google, and then those images are there. So
That's true.
Anyways, but yeah, so that's I thought that was a funny gag because like she invites him over, and she's like, "Okay, come in, like hang out." She's like, "You have a good eye, right? Can't you,
Oh, you're an air
can you tell
traffic
me?"
controller?
Yeah,
You have good eyes to do that,
Yeah.
right?
Can you tell me how do these look? And she immediately takes off her top, and then her husband wakes up.
Yeah.
and he's
and
freaking out. Yeah.
He's like, I'm about to get my ass beat.
Yes,
I
and
gotta
then like
go.
he comes out and he's like, yeah, he comes out. The husband comes out and immediately he's like, "Did you look at them? Did you tell her? Aren't they great?
Yeah.
Aren't they? Do me a favor, buddy.
you-
Just squeeze them.
Did you touch it?
Yeah, just touch
As
them.
a favor to me.
Just
touch 'em.
Favor to me.
And John Kennedy's like, well, I guess.
Being good, he's like, you did me a solid, buddy. Let me know if I could ever repay
Yeah.
you.
He's like, I got those instead of a power tool. He's like, I would take those over a
Yeah,
power
that was
tool.
good. That was a good choice.
Yeah.
That was a great choice.
Well, like there's a great joke is that she's just showing it to everybody. Anytime
Yeah, he says-
anytime
He showed it to the clerk at the convenience store last night.
7-Eleven
Yeah,
last
7-Eleven.
night. Nearly shoved her face in it. Is what it said. But it's that she's so insecure about her boob job that she
But
wants
she shows everybody.
she wants to be affirmed and like these were good. These are good choices.
And it's a
right?
running gag throughout the whole movie too, because
Yeah.
like later on when they start working on the sailboat and they come to help and Rip Torn comes up out of the thing and he's like
walking
walking
away.
away down the dock and he's like, yep, they look great, look real, yep, real nice. But Trey, you were saying, so they're eating breakfast.
They're eating breakfast, and the hammering and the sawing finally stops. And then there's just people looking in their window, and he's like, "Can I help you?"
like a parade
Yes.
going past.
like the one little kid
And
walked right up to them and like picking his
And
nose.
he goes outside, and he's like, "What are you guys doing here?" And the one guy just points, like the fat guy burps and points, and it says,
doesn't say it,
yeah,
just
burps and points, and it says public beach access, and he's like, oh, great.
Yeah, it's like the space in between their house and the fence is the walkway to get to the beach for everybody that just has public beach access.
Have you been out to like? I actually haven't been to many beaches where that's the problem. But out in California, we went to San Diego for a weekend, and all
Whale's
the
vagina.
houses. What? Oh,
This whale's vagina. That's what San Diego.
Yeah, San Diego.
I don't think that's what that means.
Ron Burgundy.
But like that was weird because you're there with all your beach crap and you're walking by and like people like they're very low walls and people are like eating their dinner and their breakfast and you're just walking by. They're like, hi guys, that smells good. Can I have some?
So weird.
Throw me some chicken.
Yeah.
Wonder how much that takes the property value down on that property.
Yeah, just to have that walkthrough, just that path next to you. Yeah.
And why wouldn't you build that wall bigger?
Yeah, I don't know. None of them, no privacy walls or anything like that. They was
I wonder
just
if they
open.
can't.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe it affects the aesthetic of the area.
Weird.
Maybe they're just really insecure about their boob job and want to be
Yeah,
able
they
to
just
show all
wanna-
the people.
You tell me, what do these look
That's
like?
good.
That was good.
Yeah. But then they go out onto the beach and there's the whole scene where he's trying to walk and he's stepping all over everybody and the nozzle breaks out the cooler and it's
Like
dumping
pouring
cold water all over
I
people's
thought
like
that was great.
everybody.
Yeah.
and like their lunches and stuff.
Bro, but what a nightmare beach. Like, there's inches
Yeah.
between people. Like,
Yeah.
I would be so uncomfortable. Be like, we're leaving. I'm not
And then there were
doing
the funny shots where it like pans out and there's like people playing volleyball and stuff. And
Yeah.
well, maybe if these assholes were playing volleyball, we'd have some
Well,
more
they had
space.
like a whole tournament set up. Like it was pretty.
He won a trophy. There was a trophy later on the kids' nightstand. Apparently, that's a big deal.
They must have
Yeah.
stole that because there's no way John Candy won that
No.
trophy.
Yeah, I mean, a little kid.
But like you were saying, he's trying to show his son like we can. I can do things. Like I can do stuff.
Yeah.
And he tells him like, oh, I used to sail.
Yeah, because he decides like sailing. I can do sailing because he fails at frisbee because it lands underneath the people making
sleeping
out.
with each
Yeah.
other. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what does
And-
he say? You're on my wishy or something like that? Like
I forget whatever.
It's a really weird name
Well,
for
because it's
frisbee, but I
it's the
forget.
brand
Brand
of
of
frisbee.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. But like he
You're
says
on
it
my
to her.
whizzy or something like that.
And
You,
I was like,
you can keep it.
But sorry, yeah. So he
Yes.
decides sailing.
So they go
Right.
to rent a
Yeah.
sailboat, and the lady's like, "Oh, all the sailboats are rented." And he's like, "Well, when's the next
Getting
one
ready
available?"
for the race.
And she's like, "Oh, like 3 weeks." And he's like, "Is there anywhere else you can rent one?" And she's like, "Yeah." And they show up at the barnacle.
And there's Scully again, Rip Torn, and he rents the boat to them, and he says, "Okay, I'll go with you. The first lesson comes with sailing. The first rental comes with sailing lessons."
Yeah.
And John Candy turns him down, and the weird Asian dude like walks out of the water because he's holding the boat there for them. Like, just so bizarre.
Well, I loved him later how they kept picking him up. Like John Candy was using him as a counterweight. Because, well, to jump ahead, in some of that, they go out and he runs his sailboat into pellets.
Yeah, because he had
Right,
the,
in this
I'm
scene.
the smaller craft. I throw it away.
Yeah, like, that just doesn't make any sense.
I think that's the rules.
No. No, that would never be the rule. The size of the craft does not affect the right of way.
No. But yeah, he runs it, he punctures a hole, and he
And
just.
the rich guy keeps going, "Look at this hole!
Yes.
Somebody help me with this hole!"
And then what does the kid call him? Like a
He
fart
ca-
bag
like-
or
yeah,
something
he
like
calls
that?
him he calls him like a butt face or a
like
fart
a big
bag.
fart, I think it was.
Yeah,
He's
you
like,
big
he's just
fart.
a big fart.
And John Candy's like, "Hey, don't say that," but he is. He's a
he is
big
one.
fart.
Yeah. Well, he keeps saying it. Then he keeps saying these like little minor curse words, and he keeps telling his son like language, like don't,
Yeah.
like what are you doing?
Where do you learn that? And he literally is repeating what he just said like 2 seconds before. But that escalates the feud between Pellet and John Candy's character.
Yeah.
Because after the whole restaurant incident, now he's punctured a hole in his sailboat, and he's like the 10-time champion of the sailing contest.
And then the landlord of their house dies.
Well, yeah, and it's funny because I didn't realize it till like the second time of the movie, but they do drop in that like, oh, that needs to be
where's
fixed.
the landlord?
And
Oh,
he's-
where's
the
the
landlord
landlord?
should
He's in
fix
the
that.
hospital. He's in
And
the
like,
ICU.
Yeah, he's in the ICU, and then he goes home and he's just defeated. John Candy is totally defeated, and he hurts his knee when they crash the boat.
Yeah.
And that's his bad knee. The kids make sure to say, "Is that your bad knee, Dad?" And he's like, "Yeah." "Oh man, it hurts." And
He comes home with like a bubble on his leg.
yeah, his splint is
His bubble wrap.
It's 85, dude.
Yeah, everything. It was. Like
I didn't
that
know they
blow up-
used bubble wrap.
Yeah,
It was
absolutely.
like that blow up furniture. I think
In
it was.
85, they
Like,
would
right.
Well, I think it was supposed to be a water cast.
Something like that.
Oh,
Like-
yeah,
But
it's a balloon.
he's now on crutches,
Yeah.
can't go to the beach, and he's depressed. So he goes to the Barnacle, and he sits down.
What can I get you?
My favorite line. Yeah, Rip Torrance says, "What can I get you?" He goes, "Drunk." And the two guys next to him are like, "Ah!" How about drunk?
pours him a drink. He pours him a shot.
He
He's
pours
like,
him straight
"You got
whiskey.
an
He's
ice
like, you
cube?"
got an ice cube for this.
Which, if you're gonna go to a bar in Florida, that's the bar you're looking for.
Yeah.
Like, that's gonna be
Oh,
the
for
cheapest
sure.
drinks, the best atmosphere,
Dude,
like,
you
the
would
best food.
hear the best stories from those guys, and it would be so
Dude,
funny to
there's a
sit there
place in
and talk to them.
Tallahassee called Barnacle Bills.
Yeah, for sure. Dude, and when I went to New York one time by myself, and it was a insane experience, and I'm so glad that I did it.
Oh man,
I was dating a girl at the time, and I bought us a trip to New York, and she didn't know I had done this for her birthday, and we broke up.
oh,
Well, she broke up. And so I was like debating for a while, like, oh, should I was trying to find some other people to go, but everyone, it was like too last minute. Like nobody could get like time off work, whatever. And I was just like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to New York alone. And I'd never been.
yeah,
And I went up, and the first night I went to a restaurant, and I was staying in downtown Manhattan. And I go to this restaurant, and the guy is like, oh, so someone joining you? And I'm like, nah, I'm by myself. And he's like, oh, do you live in New York? And I said, no, I'm visiting. It's my first time here. And he was like, and so I'm like, yeah, it's a long story. Like, and he goes, oh man. And he like takes the other place setting away, brings me beer. And he's like, so are you going to go to Times Square? You have to go to Times Square. And I was like, yeah, of course. I'm like, we're like right there. Like it's a walking distance from where I was staying. And he says, you have to go to Lucky's Corner. I think, Lucky's Corner, I think is the name of the bar.
yeah.
And he's like, it's off of a side street. You have to go to Lucky's Corner. It's like a New Yorker's bar.
Yes.
It's a local bar. It's not like a tourist. And I'm like, okay. And he's
It's not like
he's,
Cheers in Boston.
yeah. And it's not like going to Applebee's in Times Square or
This ain't
whatever.
no freaking Applebee's.
I got a story about that in a second.
Applebee's.
I got a story about
Say
that. This ain't
Olive Garden, dude.
This ain't no fucking Applebee's.
We're going to the double decker Olive Garden in Times Square.
What?
So
Wait, okay, finish your story first.
Sorry. I go to Lucky's bar, and it's literally just like a shotgun bar.
It's like a hallway.
Yeah, it's a hallway, and
Yeah.
what it was the trainer, like a boxing trainer that trained Ali and all these famous fighters
Oh shoot.
owned this bar, and it's been there ever like since he's passed away, obviously now, and it has all this boxing memorabilia all over the walls, all these pictures of all these guys, and so I just sit down at the bar and order a drink and hang out there all night. I meet these people that are visiting from out of town, like they're from like the Netherlands. They were
I thought you were going to say
super
they're
cool.
from like upstate New
Yeah,
York.
no. Well, they were super cool, super nice. And on the other side, these two like heavier set, like typical like
Hey, $40
the bands.
for pizza,
like
man.
the bands, like that kind of guy.
the Yankees.
Yeah,
Yes.
the Yankees, the
Yankees,
Giants,
the Mets. We're doing the Mets.
the Giants.
Mets suck.
Nah, you suck.
Yankees suck, Jacks suck.
Mets suck, Yankees suck, Knicks suck. Krypton sucks.
So they sit down next to me, and it turns out that they both grew up together, like just north of the city.
Yeah.
And excuse me. And one of them moved to Philadelphia, and one of them moved to upstate New York, and they come back together to go to the Jets game for Monday Night Football, and they kept buying me drinks and got me like kind of drunk, and then like, oh man, you they were like, you the best, man, like whatever.
Yeah.
And then I had to like wander back to my hotel,
Hey, you
kind of
guys
drunk.
can walk the
Yeah,
whole
like-
mile though I'm going.
But it was so much fun. Now, real quick before you move on, since you said this
many
ain't no
questions.
fucking Applebee's, I have to tell this
But
story.
I got so many questions. Keep going.
Okay,
Keep going.
Friday night, Saturday night of last weekend, I gotta play golf in the morning at like, I gotta get up at like 7 a.m. to go play golf. And at midnight, my best friend texts me and he's like, dude, I'm in the drive-through at McDonald's, and you know how there's 2 drive-through lanes? Well, the lady in the other drive-through is giving this ridiculous order, like no onions, this, no, substitute this,
Gosh.
and he, you know him, Aaron, he yells out the window, "Hey lady, this ain't no fucking Applebee's." And then after he gets done like ordering stuff, he calls me and he's like, "Dude,
I used the
it
line.
just came out of my mouth." And I'm like, "Oh, dude." And he was telling me, he's like, "I listen every week. I love it." And I'm like, "I have to tell this story
Ain't
now."
no fucking
And then
Applebee's.
when he gets up to the window, and he's like, "Man, this fucking lady," and he's like, "Yeah, I know, sometimes like whatever," and he's like, "What is she thinking? This ain't no fucking Applebee's." He's like, "That was you?" And he's like, "You can hear me?"
Yeah,
Hey, my buddies have a podcast.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, that's got. I hope that travels into the service industry. Like, this ain't no
I told
Well,
my
when they gonna
boss
say
at
at
Golden
Applebee's,
Rule
like, oh fuck, this is a fucking Applebee's.
Oh, it is an Applebee's.
yesterday being Father's Day at Golden Rule, we were
I
slamming.
bet. I thought about coming actually. Yeah,
You're
I thought
probably
about coming
lucky
down.
that you didn't. No, I mean, it was fine, but
It
it
would've been
was
2 hours for
busy
lobster.
as hell. And I was talking to the owner, and I was saying like, "Yeah, you know this story," and I told him this ain't no fucking Applebee's story, and he just started cracking up. Like so many times I want to tell our customers like, "This ain't no fucking Applebee's."
What are you doing? But you can't put tables together. Honestly, though, when you said I went to New York on my own, I had a thought of you like Macaulay Culkin it, like Home Alone.
Oh, like he got on the wrong plane.
My
Like
family,
I was fighting Joe Pesci and David Stern.
yeah. My family is in Miami. And I'm in New York, and then you cut to you in a stretch limo with the cheese pizza.
Going to Duncan's Toy
Go
Chest.
to Dunkin's Toy Chest.
5 4s
Oh,
of cash.
Oh man! Next time you're ever like, "Hey, I got an extra ticket to New
Oh,
York," you
jeez.
call me. I'm in. We'll do it. We'll go find $40 for
Yeah,
pizza.
yeah, we'll go to
So,
Lucky's Corner.
In the movie, after he gets drunk, the next day he gets a phone call and has to go to the funeral parlor to meet the new landlord.
Oh
And-
wait,
Yeah.
before we move on from the drinking,
Yeah.
that to me is one of the funniest scenes in the movie.
Oh, they're playing darts?
When they're playing darts,
Yes.
and they go to count up the points, and none of the darts are in the board.
Yeah.
And Rich Horn's like, "All right, there's one. And there's one, and then there's the ceiling fan going like super slow. There's one stuck in the thing going around, and he's like, oh, and then there's one. And he like holds up his like arm with the thing, and it's stuck in it. And he's like, "Whose is that?" And
He
he's
goes,
like,
"Wait, who threw that
and
one?"
he's like, and John K's like, "This is blue. This is yours." And he's like, "Okay, I win." And he's like, "Oh, good game." Like, like what the hell?
That is one of the best. Yeah,
Yeah,
Those
it's
are the
so
best
funny
gag.
to me.
But so him and Al Pellet, who's the jackass of the movie, have this big fight. He goes to the funeral parlor.
Yeah.
and he finds
Because it
out.
gets the call while
Yeah.
he's there.
Yeah.
This is after, and this is after he's decided he's gonna learn to sail
Right.
from Rip, and he's
Yeah,
got the
from
hat with
Scully.
the
Yeah, with the hook
with
on
the
it.
hook on it.
Yeah.
and he's like, so he learned. They decide that day that Rip's gonna teach him how to sail, and they start the process of sailing, of learning again.
Yeah.
and every day he fakes like his knees still hurting really bad.
Yeah.
and then leaves the house and goes and sails all day with Rip.
And they've
then,
met this like other family that's like taking them water skiing.
yeah. And you know the
Doesn't
thing
really
was
bring it up with him.
right, and the thing was I think in the original script that the guy who plays the dad, he was in Night Court, and he's an actor that's been in a lot of stuff.
yeah.
His last name's difficult for me to say,
I'll find it.
but he was supposed to try to seduce John
I
Candy's
I thought
wife.
that's where this was
Yes.
going.
Yeah, and it felt because it was 9 weeks.
Oh, Lorquette.
yes,
Lorquette. John Lorquette.
He's a great actor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's
Night
great.
Court's hilarious. And, it
And
still
he's in
is.
a bunch of movies and stuff like that. He's fantastic.
But I totally thought that was going to be another subplot. Oh
And
yeah,
it was.
then he gets seduced, but that never. It's just they're just nice people, and
Yeah.
it's just like there they are.
Yeah, they
Hey.
pay for their movie tickets, take them out on the boat, skiing, and all that
But
stuff.
that's it. Nothing else comes of it. They watched the dog during the big race at
Yeah.
the end. They're sitting with Charlie, the big dog. Nothing else about
Yeah,
those
they-
people.
Hey, look, they came. And they're like, oh, hey.
But it's not even like Carrie. It's not even like her love interest. Really,
No.
they don't even address that. It's
Well,
just
the,
like
the
hey, you're
daughter
cool.
likes the son because
Yeah.
they both
Yeah.
have headphones.
But that's it. They're just like, hey, you're cool.
Is
I'm
the
cool.
son the kid from Tommy Tricker and the Stamp Traveler?
Oh,
I'd have to watch it again.
I think it's the like their friend. Oh, no, not Tommy Tricker and the Stamp Traveler. I'm sorry. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, who comes to mow the lawn for the
Possible.
for the Moranis
I
family.
haven't seen that. We should do that movie. Honey, I
Shrunk the Kids.
is a fantastic movie.
great
I watched
summer movie
I watched
too.
all those movies like Gigi's first week being live. We were on Disney Plus, and I fell asleep, and it was one of like the next. And I watched Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Then I watched Honey, I Blew Up the Kid. Then I watched Honey, We Shrunk
Honey, we shrunk ourselves.
Who shrunk
I don't remember that one really,
remember
but
that
I
one.
remember like seeing it. I just don't remember the plot.
The only thing I remember from that one is
I mean,
that.
obviously the plot they shrank themselves.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Nailed it, buddy.
Oh, is that what happened?
Well, I said I
Oh
don't
my
remember the
God.
plot. Then I'm like, the name, maybe.
Holy shit, I'm a genius.
Oh my god.
I'm a fucking genius.
Oh my god, we have ESPN up here.
Wait, what's Home Alone about?
That's about Joe Pesci
Oh yeah.
getting left by his sisters.
It's about a sociopath who tries to murder two adults
Two adult
using
home
household
invaders.
objects.
I just had Sunny Delight go up my nose. It splashed out of the can.
That's Sunny D, baby. Anyways, yeah. So, so Pellet, they find out Pellet is his new landlord, and so
Yeah.
they make a bet. They make a bet. John
Well,
Candy's
no,
like,
first
I'll
he
give
tries
you.
to pay him the rent, and
Yeah.
the guy's like, I wouldn't take your last $100, like if I was homeless.
If
and it
my
could-
family was starving, I wouldn't take your $1,000 for the last 2 weeks of your vacation. And the whole movie, this Pellet dickhead's calling him renter.
yeah, renters.
Renter.
Yeah, like he didn't come down like 30
From
years ago, like
Massachusetts.
from Massachusetts. Like he's probably from the same area, honestly. So many of them.
No,
Anyways,
he's not from Atlanta.
yeah. No, he's not. He's definitely from
Hotlanta.
the north. That's why he likes that Maine.
King in the North.
It's the way he said Lapsta.
Yeah.
But so anyway, so Pellet's like, okay.
Then he finds him in the bar. He goes back to the stupid lobster restaurant.
Well, he decides.
Yeah.
Like, you
He's
know
like-
what we're going to do? I'm going to make this bet.
Yeah.
And
He
he
said-
goes and he takes the check and he says,
You
like, we race, you win, you keep the check, we go home. I win, you don't get the money, and we get to stay for free.
Yeah, for 2
For
weeks.
the
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah, and they got
he's
like
like,
4 days.
you took away my family's vacations. Now I'm going to take something you love.
Yeah.
So then basically they're going to get 10 days for free.
And then
because
I
they
didn't-
have 4 days
Yeah.
going.
I didn't understand in that scene how they both choke on the popcorn.
I don't.
That was weird.
Laughing, breathing too hard. They're large people. I mean, that's
Well, at least John Candy
takes
was.
for it,
And
yeah.
John Candy's like kind of thinner in this
This
movie.
was the thinnest John Candy I can remember, actually. Yeah, you're right.
I really wish he could
This
have
is like
reined
our
that in.
fourth
because
John
he's so
Candy
funny.
movie. Home Alone, Great Outdoors,
Doors.
Rookie of the Year. Now this.
Oh, yes, he is.
He's the announcer.
That's right.
in
We're on
Rookie
the
of Year.
air.
And he's a big
I'll be
old,
right back.
He's a big old boy in that movie.
That's just how amazing John Candy is.
I love John Candy.
So good.
So sad that he died.
So they basically sail the restaurant.
Yeah.
They fix up the barnacle.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
decides that he talks to Rip and they decide they're gonna fix it up.
But first they have to call the Scotsman to get the sail.
So they called him
Angus.
So weird.
They called him a stupid Swede, like over and over
Rip
again.
Torn did.
Rip Torn is
You
like, you stupid
stupid
Swede.
Swede.
He's like, it's hard to say Irish or something.
He's Scottish because he has
Oh,
like
he's Scottish.
Oh, that's right.
he has like the hat with the little cotton ball on the
The
top.
beret.
There's
it's like
a-
a beret, but it has a
Yeah,
cotton
but it's like
ball
the
on the top.
Scottish beret.
There's
yeah.
a faint sound of bagpipes in the background
Every time he talks.
He's on
he's
screen.
on screen. Yeah.
Yeah, so this guy's driving like all over Florida looking for
in
a
a Jeep Wrangler, which I don't know what
looking
Jeep
for a
Wranglers.
sail.
If
Yeah,
you know what
like a
Jeep Wranglers
military
are.
Jeep.
Oh, okay. Because
That's,
He had
that's what I'm
one.
saying. Like it was like a military like surplus Jeep that it looked like he was flying around Florida. He was like the last time I talked to him, he was in Sarasota, which is like, is that Georgia you're in? Looking
thought it
for
was-
the sail.
man, I was looking into it because I was like, man, back in the '80s though, if you owned a Jeep Wrangler, that was kind of a
Meant you're gay?
It was kind of a symbol that you
Hey,
were
it's
gay.
possible.
And I was like, man, there's some depth to this Scottish character. He's gay, Scottish, boats craftsman.
Yeah, he's killing
And
it.
he's out there, yeah. He's living his best life. But yeah, so
These
he,
shorts are
he
trying to
helps
make me
them
look gay.
in a nice way.
Yeah, but so the family figures out like what he's doing, and they're like, "Oh, we'll help you." So they're like painting, and the little girl's painting. Like they basically paint the whole ship while the Asian guy's holding the little girl, and she's just like,
She's literally painting with like a 2-inch across brush, like this
and
little.
the rest
thing.
of them have paint rollers.
And here comes her dad, John Candy, with the paint roller,
Yeah.
like right where she's painting, and just paints over the whole thing, and she just keeps on painting.
One of my favorite parts though is when the wife
yes,
is painting the deck,
Yeah.
and she gets to like the end of the
she goes up into the
the
into
bow,
the bow
and she's like,
and the point.
"Oh, help.
Honey, and he goes, yeah.
You paint yourself into a corner, did you?
She's like, yeah. How do I get out of here? He goes, I don't know. I can't figure it out. He did the same thing down here.
Did the exact same thing. Well, my favorite bit is with that guy, that little Asian man, and they're having to cut up. Did they ever explain why they had to cut up a bunch of those little pieces of wood for any reason? Did
To
they explain
repair,
that?
just like
Yeah,
it was
just
just to
like
like
dry
repair
rot
places
stuff.
in the ship.
Because they're like, okay, I don't know why we need these, but we need like a lot of them. And it just kept going and going and going.
That's gonna come in handy in the next episode. I see what you did there.
Anyway, so yeah, they have the little Asian man who is like a featherweight person because they have him sitting on the board, and I'm guessing to keep tension on the lumber so they can get nice clean cuts. And then John Candy walks over while still talking and just picks him up, like moves the board and then puts him back on the board, and the guy keeps sawing. The neighbor whose wife wanted to show her boobs to everybody.
Yeah.
He came to help and everything. He's like, how many do you need? He's like, I don't know, but we need a lot. He puts the little Asian man back on the board.
I really wanted to find the name of the little Asian dude, and I went to the IMDb on my phone, and it says Harry Yorku, the name of the actor, pirate musician.
Oh,
That is not his name.
But he had a name.
He did have a name.
It was like Nordock.
They
or
said it a
something,
bunch
or
of times in the movie. I just don't remember because I think
man.
that sounds more right. Norku.
Norku or something like that. Yeah,
But
'cause
I just thought that was funny that it just says like a pirate musician.
He's just
Like, dude, he
like-
had a name.
that little
But
Casio.
Robert Starr has Thirsty Man.
Thirsty man.
Oh,
Yeah, remember when he's relaxing and the neighbor takes him
And
next
they
door
all-
to show him her tits.
Yeah.
And
when-
then everybody takes over.
And the
his-
little girl has to go to the bathroom. They knock on the door, and she just tries the handle, and it opens.
Yeah.
So she just lets her daughter in. Then the
Don't-
guy comes and is like, "I'm so
don't
thirsty."
touch the seat.
Yeah,
And that other woman's just like, yeah, go ahead.
yeah. Go ahead.
Bro, like,
And in this like 5 minutes that he's next door feeling up on some strange boobs, when he comes back, there's like a party going on in his house with a dude cooking.
is that
and
what
like
you want your
He's
omelet?
making
Yes.
omelets
He's making
in the middle of the
omelets.
day.
So John Candy comes in and like beats the
out of
thing with
my
his
house.
crutch, and then he
Yeah.
goes into his bedroom, and the guy's laying there, and he's like, "Get out!" And he's
Yeah.
like, "You get out!" Like,
I'm
no,
watching-
get out of
I'm
my house.
watching whatever.
And then he's like, "I'm watching the Smurfs," and he's like. Did you ever see the one where Papa Smurf beats the guy to death with a crutch? And he's like, oh, the dude's laying in his bed, drinking a beer, smoking cigarettes.
No. That guy has smoked like 2 cartons of cigarettes.
in the span of a Smurf
So
episode.
many cigarettes.
Bro, well, there was one interesting fact on this that I was like, whoa, that's like, this just shows like the sign of the times. And it must have been like, since everybody was smoking all like everywhere, like you had to decide in a restaurant back in the day,
Smoking or non-smoking.
smoking or non-smoking. And so there was just like cigarette smoke everywhere, because that's all I can attribute this to, because Karen Austin, who played Sandy Chester, the wife, and Carrie Green, Karen Austin is only 29 in this movie.
Yeah.
She looks 40.
Yeah.
Dude, and I don't know if it's a high def or what it might be, but like you look at it, it's like 29. She's younger than me, and I feel like I look younger than her
Yeah, I mean-
in this movie.
It is weird how like we don't look like if you look at our parents at our age,
Yes.
they look like much older,
Much older.
more
people.
mature.
More mature.
I think it's because we're children still.
We're still a
I'm
child.
40 years old, and I'm like, did I just graduate from high school?
That was like a week ago.
I got nothing going on. I'm trying to keep it together over here.
Keep it together, keep it
Oh,
together,
my
keep it together.
Well, so they do the big race. Lo and behold,
They just get the
they
boat ready.
win. Yeah.
In
Well,
time.
no,
Yeah.
and they're losing. And then the guy is like, well, since we're going to lose, I made lunch. He comes up
They're
with
like, why are we going so slow? Like, why are they kicking our ass so bad?
Yeah.
And the character that I love so much, the cook who's the Hispanic guy,
Cuervo or something like that.
comes
yeah.
up and he's eating.
I got
one
cash of the day.
Cortez. Sorry,
I
Cortez.
got cash of the day.
And he's like, Cortez, where did you get that? From the freezer. And he's like, it's Scully's catch of the day. And he's like, I thought I told you to get rid of it. He's like, I thought you said don't get rid of it. And then, so I guess they just throw a freezer full of crap into the ocean.
Yeah, they
and the
just
boat
litter.
hauls ass.
Horribly.
Well, I mean, it was the
mean,
80s.
John
was,
Candy
yeah.
uses his pants as an extra sail.
Yeah, and the pellet is like freaking out.
Yeah.
How are they beating us? And then he like looks over and kind of gives him that John Candy like eyebrow raise.
Oh, the best is at the end where they're like, "Is that legal?" And the judge is like, "I don't care."
It's like, I don't know, but I like it. Yeah.
Fuck you, Chuck Norris.
The lady, yeah, I won that tournament.
Chuck Norris.
Fucking Chuck Norris.
But the lady, the boob lady's like, you guys are judges. You have to have good eyes.
He's like, why do you have good eyes?
That's what I'm telling you. He keeps going back to the good eyes and like showing her tits to people.
Yeah, but like, and the husband's whole thing about like, I'm sorry, she needs to know. Just tell. Did you tell her they're good? They're nice. They're
Touch
nice.
them, please, for me.
Please help me. Yeah, so I mean, definitely worth a watch. Great
It's a
summer
very
movie.
fun movie.
Very simple plot. I mean, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's just a good John Candy.
There's a lot of little laughs. There's
I was telling
few big
Tyler
ones.
this is going to be one of my new movies where I'm like, is this movie good? Is it better than Summer Rental? No, it's not a good movie.
Yeah.
then.
It's like a barometer. Like, this movie's a good movie.
yeah.
Is it better than that movie? Nope. This is a bad movie.
This is a perfect like good barometer. Like this movie's good.
It's weird when you watch. There comes a point that when you watch like too many movies, like which I've done, and your barometer gets wishy-washy for a little while.
Yeah.
It gets really loose.
Because you've
You're
watched
like,
so much crap.
Yeah, because you watch so many crap ones and so many good ones, and then you're like, but is it? No, okay, it's not. It's not.
I
good.
talk a lot of crap about movies being bad on this show, and like Air Bud especially is it not a good movie. But I'm one of those people where if I watch a movie, I'll find a way to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like 99% of the time. And if you ask me, like,
Except Air Bud.
well, it doesn't help for this show that I have to watch it over and over again.
of times.
So like I can sit through Air Bud once, like no problem.
Yeah.
As soon as you make me watch it again within a few days, I'm like, this movie is fucking horrible.
Oh, man.
I hate this movie.
I think for this season's finale, which we're coming up to, we're coming up to a year of doing Nostalgia Land. Have you guys recognize that? It's coming up. Anyways, I think for this season's finale, as we go into the fall season, I'm gonna make you watch or have you watch. It's called Warriors of Virtue.
Oh Jesus!
And it is a
Why do we
fever
have to
dream.
do bad movies?
At least it's not Kroll. Because you don't need to see Kroll.
It is a fever dream of a
I
movie.
think if we ever say we call it quits somewhere down the
Kroll.
line, the final movie will be
Kroll.
It's gonna be Kroll.
Yeah, you guys know if we're gonna cancel this podcast because we'll do Kroll.
Yeah, you'll just know.
Cancel it. No. It's just like BBC. You know, they do 6 seasons and that's it.
It just goes into oblivion.
They ended the show in a good spot. It's exactly where it needed to be. But yeah,
you don't need to see Crawl.
So funny.
until we do it, and then you can watch it and review
You seen
it with
Kroll?
us.
But
Nah.
yeah, I would
Yeah.
definitely suggest spending like the $4 to rent summer rental on Amazon Prime
It's
or
worth
whatever.
it. Yeah,
It
worth
is such a fun movie to watch.
You get it on YouTube too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is funny. It's a good movie.
Any funny scenes or anything else you remember to want to share? Anybody, or you want to wrap this one up on this one because it's just good. I mean,
I love the relationship
Just cute.
between John Candy and Rip Torn once they start training together, and like when he gives him the hook and he's putting it on his head and he cuts himself and he's like, oh, it's a real hook. Yeah, it's a real hook. And then he's like, oh man, cut myself pretty good. Is that how you lost the hand? He's like, yeah. And he goes, thanks.
I like when he first comes back to try to find him to tell him about the idea to sail the Barnacle, and he goes up to the cook and he's like, "Where's Captain? Where's the captain?" He's like, "Oh man."
Where's
He's like,
Scully?
He's like, "Well, aquí para afuera," and he's like, "Oh
The
look, he's over here," and he's like, "That's what I said."
that's why I say. Oh, so good, man. John Candy just makes those lines hysterical.
I mean, that by like the quintessential John Candy is in the beginning when he cracks the egg, the real egg, and he immediately starts going, "My fault, my fault.
That's on me.
That's my fault."
I did tell him to cook it.
And when he pulls into work, the little scene where he pulls into work and the guy that like cuts him off in traffic,
jackass,
pulls in right next to him, so close that he might as well just be touching his car.
That
And he's
literally
like,
happened to me
How
last
am I
night."
supposed to get out of the car? And the guy's like, sorry, late, and runs off. And he has to, and like, there's no way that John Candy can fit out the window like
the
that.
badge, and he's like, "I've been working here for 20 freaking years. Like, always stupid thing. Like, they don't know who I am."
And he drops it. If they don't know who I am already, what's the fucking point? That happened to me at 7-Eleven last night, the other night.
You dropped your ID badge?
No. I parked and my ID badge fell. Yeah, no. this guy parked really close, and I was going to try to get into my car, and I went, no, I'm too fat for that.
Yeah.
So I just stood there as a chubby person, just like waiting for this person. But he had a tinted front windshield, and I didn't realize, he's in the car.
That's funny.
So I waited there for like 3 minutes, and then the car started backing up, and I went, oh shit, like he's in the car this whole time.
Then he flicked him
So
off.
he's just watching me pout there, like just like chubby pout, like I can't get into my car because I'm too big.
Physics sucks.
I hate spatial
I
awareness.
hate physics.
Drinking my delicious Sunny D.
Thank God I came for this.
Thank God it's vodka seltzer and low calorie.
This heals the inside boo boos.
It does.
Yeah.
Oh, we could
Rubbing
talk about
alcohol for
next
the
week. We need to
outside.
talk about Pantsgate or Boo Boo Gate with Scheffler getting arrested and the injury of that. Anyways, police officer Tyler, wrap us out of here.
Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Nostalgia Land. I hope you guys enjoy Summer Rental. If you go check it out, I suggest you do. We really appreciate the community. We've gotten some comments that have really meant a lot to us for putting in the time and the effort to put this together. We do it for you guys who enjoy it. We really appreciate any and all comments, even if they're not so nice, which I don't think we've gotten too many of those.
We got one, and I asked, why don't you like us? And he's like, I'm just trying to be a hater. I'm sorry. I was just like, okay.
What was the original
You're
comment?
just like, this is the worst podcast ever. I
that's
hate you guys. And
How
then
we
that
should
was
read
it.
hate comments is as the voice of Dale Gribble from King of the Hill. Because if you do that, nothing ever really like, this podcast sucks.
But please check us out on your social media, Nostalgia Land. Check out our YouTube. Like and comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, give us the old thumbs up.
Yeah.
Most importantly, comment. Let us know movies you want to hear about, movies you want us to talk about.
Or like TV shows, video games, whatever.
Or toys.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We all like toys.
KB toys.
all like toys.
Sure. Yes. Sure.
Sure.
Check our shops out. Nostalgia Land Shop.
Yes,
right?
Nostalgia
On Spotify?
Land Shop
Or
on Etsy.
on Etsy.
And nostalgialandpodcast.com. Yes.
Okay,
I've
perfect.
said that wrong a couple of times. But it's Nostalgia Land Shop on Etsy.
work, try it the other way.
NostalgialandPodcast.com. Does that have a link to the Etsy? So if you just go to that.
Yeah, it does actually too.
There you
So,
go.
but anyway,
If you're still listening now, I just want to say thanks again. I've said it many times, but I know
Comment-
that the end of these episodes may get repetitive.
Comment made it.
But yeah, you miss out. You miss out on some stupidity and some fun between friends. That's for sure. But I hope you feel like you're one of us because you are.
Yes, you are.
Especially if you participate with the comments and whatever. Like my friends suggest things to me, and like the movies people have suggested in the past that are bigger movies. They're coming in the future. We're not ignoring them. It's just we want to develop a rhythm, develop a listening base to bring those movies to
really
in the
make
future.
it worth it. Yeah, really make it worth everybody's time.
We don't want to burn up the good ones in the beginning and not be able to do it. So we're sprinkling them in here, and then some like this movie and next week's movie are really nostalgic for me and my
Yes.
friends. So, and they work perfectly for the summertime. So I hope you're enjoying your summer, and we'll see you next week.
As always, I'm Matt.
Trey.
And I'm Tyler. Cowbunga.